Hey guys, how we doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our S&P and major stock indices update for the day. So let's go over to those charts. So yeah, firstly we're going to look at the S&P like we always do. There are a few things, a couple of things I want to show us. So here's the daily 9 that we had. Here is the 2-day 9 that we also had, and I don't believe we got a 12-hour one, did we? Well, we did get a 12-hour one, but it was a bit below the price, a bit below where we topped out at. But yeah, this is just something. It's just definitely worth noting because this is a good indicator. So it does. It's definitely something you should probably have in your arsenal of trading. And then also here's the 4-hour. Here's the 4-hour. 4-hour 9 right there where we had our little bounce. So anyway, so now we've done that, right? So what are we looking at in the S&P wise? Obviously we lost that trend line. We've lost quite a few levels here. We lost 786 and we're gunning for the 618. We've got this horizontal level here that has potentially supported the price, and we've actually nearly touched the 618 anyway. I mean, that's close enough really. So we are at an inflection point where we have got on this this 4-hour. I mean, it will also be on this daily here. It won't be on the daily. Let's have a look on the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we've actually got what is a relatively bullish looking candle. It shows that price came down and got bought back up again. So this has basically hit the target of the 618. So it's now a case of can we then start to make some movements to the upside, or are we gonna just proceed lower? And that was just an initial take profit zone. Or buy zone, and we're going to take that out and come lower. Only really the market can tell us that. It's just a case, really, it's a case at the moment of if we take out the top of this level here where we sort of drew this line as horizontal. If we take that out, that will look like we are potentially going to make our way back up. And then obviously the opposite is obviously true. If we take out this 618 level, it will pretty much look like we're gonna I don't like the 50 as a fib, but at least come down to around this 50, but more so because it lines up with this horizontal. Let's see where the 200 daily is coming in at. So yeah, we have obviously initially got supported by the 200 daily on Friday, but we've subsequently traded through that now. That's obviously you guys know that is an important level. It kind of pinned us down for a bit. We broke up, had a bit of a blow off top, and now we're actually back under it. So this is potentially very bearish for a longer time frame price action. If this 200 doesn't get reclaimed and this horizontal doesn't get held here, then really we're looking at least a 382. If not the 236, and then I mean I wouldn't bet on a double bottom if we got down here. I'd bet on lower prices. So we have got it's pretty important times for the stock markets at the moment. Nasdaq though is not looking anywhere near as bad. The Nasdaq obviously has those couple of companies that are doing really well, that seem to be benefiting from the current situation. So Nasdaq, it's still holding the 21 on the daily. We've got a very nice moving average posture, well splayed apart in the correct order, all pointing upwards. Price action above all of them. I mean, if you this just literally looks like a great buy trade. This just looks like the buy trigger zone into the 21 and onwards and upwards. I mean, any time we've really dipped down into this area, it's been upwards, and at the moment, there's nothing to tell you that this isn't going to be the same case again. We've got this horizontal too, which we came down, touched, didn't get below, and then we've now tested a bit lower, bought our way back up again, almost literally to the top there. This is obviously on Friday. So yeah, it's kind of looking like we've got to it's just as bullets on the Nasdaq, so that's all I can say really. Right, let's have a look at the Russell. Russell also pretty similar. Again, the Russell, look, we've got this trend line. We've basically come down, we touched it, we bounced off it. We are back above this corresponding horizontal in the Russell. So I mean, obviously the S&P is a laggard, but it is still at the same corresponding horizontal for its level. So I mean, these are the levels now where if these stock markets don't rally from here, then there will be a much increased likelihood of new lows if we lose this formation, because that's how markets trade. So anyway, let's have a look at USO. USO lost its trend line. So we would look for more downside in this. This can obviously move independent of whatever the stock market does. I mean, the Fed isn't buying oil, remember. So yeah, not too much we can look at TD wise on here. Not too much when we look at TD wise. Obviously we know we had the 12-hour 9 where we then gapped down from the next trading day, and we're just sort of consolidating at what would be a horizontal level here as well that we could draw on, but we don't have drawn on at the moment. Gold is also getting hit along with stocks, which is never a good sign. This is never something you want to see, because this is indicative of actual liquidity problems, which, if you've been watching my videos, is exactly what I've been talking about is the case going forwards now, because the Fed has been printing money, like you guys know, but the Treasury has also been spending money, like you guys know. And up until recently, the Fed had been printing more money than the Treasury has been spending, but now the Treasury is spending more money than the Fed is printing. Therefore, the net liquidity is now negative. So it's not good. It's just not good, basically. And it is obviously getting reflected through lower gold and lower stock prices. So yeah, so again, in gold here, what we look like we've got is a high, a lower high, and a lower high. This is not good. We've got a low, a lower, 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 low, and a lower low. So we are clearly in what is a downtrend, and obviously a higher high here as well. Clearly was in a downtrend. So this is an important horizontal for gold. We'll probably get some bounces on the way, but I mean, I've been calling for around $1,600 again, around this zone. I believe it's about the 200 on the daily. Yeah, yeah. So basically, this has been my target for a bit of a I mean, you can see gold does this. Gold has done this. It's got to our 200 day and then accelerated well beyond where its highs were there. It came into our 200 day after breaking through it and then accelerated off it. I mean, if you have the patience and we get there, and you're not already long gold, then this could, in inverted commas, not a financial advice, be your entry. This could be your great entry into gold or gold mining stocks or anything that's obviously going to move with the gold price. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. Yeah. So also over here to the 12-hour, not a lot we can read off the 12-hour. We had the 12-hour 9, which got the price action up. We had obviously some indecision candles, then a very bearish candle. Break below that candle, we moved down, which also was a red 2 trading below red 1 for you guys that know that intricacy of the TD Sequential. Nothing here we can see on the 4-hour. Not much going on. I mean, we are in a zone, so you can play it conservatively and sell below here or buy above there, and you've just been kept out of the market basically whilst we've consolidated. Right, silver. Silver lost its horizontal, now making a beeline for this horizontal here on the daily. I mean, you can see this horizontal on the daily corresponds with the 200 on the 200 daily. 21 period is moving down now, or well, it's not moving down, but it's going to move down if you stay low to stay here. But yeah, so inflection point for silver. Yeah. So that's all we can really say. We've not got anything really TD wise on it at the moment. We still got to make a bit more of a move before we will have anything TD wise. Potentially got a 4-hour 9 coming up, which at this 200 period average on the 4-hour chart. So this could potentially signal a bit of a bounce, but do I think that bounce is going to get us back to these highs? Not particularly. Gold silver ratio is, as I didn't want it to do, making a move back up. That was obviously our target, was roughly just up there. I mean, the 200, not the 200 on this one, sorry. yeah, I mean, it was just to target up to roughly this horizontal level. So we see how we get on there. Will we get rejected again from this level, or will it keep going up? Is silver going to keep underperforming gold? Copper, just textbook trade. This is, look at this 4 hour 9. Look at this. There it is. Look at that. So we said basically it's 4 hour 9. If you come back, test the top of the trend line, we bounced off it, and if you come back and break through it, back into the trend line, and then potentially out of the bottom of it, but we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, great copper sell off that 4 hour, and it kept you safe. It kept you out of this trade, and it kept you out of this trade, and then it only got you in the trade here. So that the TD obviously did you a service there. 12 hour 9 as well, break below the 12 hour 9 downwards, and then the daily daily 9 also. So copper's had it, literally it was there on a plate for you guys. It was there on a plate at the sell trade. So yeah, there you go. Wheat is at a level where we're potentially looking for a bounce, but is this starting to look like a potentially, well, it's not a descending triangle because this is obviously too steep, but I mean, if we bounce only up to around here, it could be. But I mean, fundamental, obviously I don't like to talk about fundamentals, but I believe there'll be some aspects of inflation coming into the market, especially food inflation, food price inflation, if not other asset prices, but potentially food price. So this is something that we maybe want to be looking into for buy entries. Let's go over to the 4 hour. We may have something on the 4 hour here. We got something on the 4 hour, have we? Well, here we go. We nearly got a 9, but we didn't, so we're not really in a trade. All we got was a bounce off this horizontal that we had driven, like a literally to the tick, to the absolute tick bounce. So that would have been good as entry as any to attempt an entry, especially seeing as you knew you had the 9 coming. You would have had to have known that potentially you're going to get faked out under, but you're not just trading it off the 9, you're trading it off this horizontal. So yeah, that would have been a good trade, but how much further can we see it necessarily going? I mean, it's difficult to see. It's difficult for me to say that that's it, we're going to keep going upwards now, just based on what I'm looking at here. But obviously we have to see what happens. You can be long it and you can have your stop underneath. And there was nothing here on the 12 hour, on the daily, sorry, and maybe there was something on the 12 hour. Yeah, there were. Here we go. Oh god, look at this. How did I miss this? A 12 hour 9. I've actually missed this one. Oh, I've drawn it on. A 12 hour 9 at the level, as well as a 4 hour 9 coming up. This was a great entry. This was. I mean, I don't know how much you're necessarily going to get out of it, but you can basically have a break even stop loss, and yeah, and then just see what you can get out of it. Home Depot broke below its level. This must have been off a daily, I'd guess. Is it going to load? Yeah, it wasn't. Obviously the daily was there, so this is difficult though because we gapped open down there, so difficult one to look at. Smart sheet again held up by the 200 day work. Hit our target to nearly to the penny. So what's going to happen now? I mean, obviously there is pressure on stock markets. Costco basically was a losing trade. This was where our stop was going to be. 200 day, we were in a potential triangle. You could have had the stop tighter, but we gave the trade a bit more leeway and it hit the stop. So that's just how trading is. This crazy NKLA company that has not generated $1 of revenue ever and is worth about 85 million. No, it's not. It's worth more than that. Anyway, just crazy. Crazy, but yeah, there's nothing we can look at TD wise other than this here, this weekly 9, and I don't know how it's necessarily going to interact with that, but based on this, you've got a sell trade below 40, which is quite a long way away from 64 at the moment. CLX is obviously holding up well compared to other companies, obviously for obvious reasons. But yeah, I mean, it's just been playing this sort of range outlook, guys. We look like we got to the top and potentially starting to come back down again. Will we break through this time? Will we not? I mean, it's in a zone. We'll look at one more. Let's look at Tesla. What is Tesla going to do? So we had a sell trade here. I can only assume this is off of 4 hour 9. Yeah, so this is 4 hour 9 here, sell trade activated. This is, I guess, is the first level of support, second level of support, third level of support, and then see where we go. But I mean, there's no real reason to look at this and think that we're going to have to break down. But yeah, just other than all you really necessarily need to look for is do we get picked up at this level or this level. There's no reason that you should be bearish or something that is basically trading was trading above all-time highs and looks like it's having a little bit of a retest at the moment. If we start to break down major levels, most notably this one here, or even this one along here, which is, let's call it 675. We break below 675 and also what will be below the 200 daily. No, it's not. It wouldn't be below 200 daily, but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be, no, so just ignore that. But if you break below that level, then yeah, I would look for some definite downside into the 200 day. And then will we get held up by the 200 day like we did last time here? So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Remember, it's not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys soon.